at the same time, but these are the books that I read. I had a good time. Yeah, thanks for watching. The person who did it. We're starting Cultish, and we're just gonna see what happens. I think what I want to do is, should we do a 24-hour, like, should we read for 24 hours? Let's see. I think that would be healthy and good for us. So hi, we're gonna start a 24-hour reading situation vlog thing, and this is purely because there are so many books that I want to read, and I don't know, I just want to read them. I'm thinking that if I start this vlog, I could get through 2, maybe 3 books, and the books I'm most interested in reading right now are pick up Cultish by Amanda Montell, which full disclosure, I did start a little bit of, and it's really, really interesting, and I'm probably going to be thinking about this book a lot. I'm probably going to be writing about this book a lot, just getting some of my thoughts out there and just feeling my feelings about what I am experiencing as I read this. And so that's definitely something that I want to tackle in this readathon. This is no surprise, but I had started, I almost said With a Vengeance. I'm trying to get to With a Vengeance. I want to go buy it for myself, but I told myself that I can't buy that book until I try Riley Sager out for the first time, and that's why I'm reading Middle of the Night, which I got from my library. And so this is another book I will really, really love to get through in this vlog, maybe. And then something that I'd at least like to start is, you can't see what that is. It says, it says Say You'll Remember Me, and that's Abby Jimenez, and that's because I want to finish up a vlog that I started. So likely what I'll do is I'll talk about Middle of the Night and Cultish as I go along in this vlog, and for this one I'll probably just say, oh, I'm reading this, and this is where I'm at so far in terms of like chapter wise. And so those are the ones I'm hoping to start. And now I'm just going to, because I'm already kind of into this one, I'm going to put on my little timer. And how I'm going to do this, because I'm not reading for 24 hours straight. I have children and a life, and unfortunately my life does not consist of only reading, even though that would be lovely. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press start on this every time I'm reading, and oh, hello, reflection, and I'll stop it when I'm not reading, and every time I pick up the camera I'll start it again so that you guys can see how far along I'm getting. I've never done this before, and so I am doing this with maybe a tiny bit of trepidation, just because I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know what it's supposed to look like. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I think it'll still be fun. So we're just gonna officially start, and then I will probably make a matcha and then sit down to read. So no, that makes no sense. We will start, I will read for a few minutes, and then we'll go make a matcha. Okay. I'm gonna leave this sleeve on because I don't know where my book cover is. If I find it, I'll take the sleeve off. But this is white, and I am a brown person with brown makeup. Okay, so I am 5 hours and 41 minutes into my reading challenge. I just finished Cultish. I'm gonna have to have like another moment where I can talk about this, but just know that I'm turning so many things over in my head, and I have so many thoughts. I am drinking a little matcha, so I think now I'm going to get into this guy. I'm gonna sit and reflect on Cultish for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna move into this guy. So I will catch up with you soon. Okay, another little update for you. I'm 8 hours into my little 24-hour readathon. I have been in like a little nonfiction kick, and so I started reading The Power of Us. Oopsie. The Power of Us by J. Von Bavel and Dominic J. Packer, doctors, PhDs. And so I read Cultish, and then I kind of went down this rabbit hole. I'm in the rabbit hole right now of all cult-like things. And on a podcast I was listening to, that I will identify somewhere around here, I listened to J. Van, it's J. You see what I'm dealing with here? J. Van Bavel. He was on it, and he was talking about how to recognize like more positive people groups. And if you're able to recognize the positive ones, then you can identify when you're falling into like the weird culty ones. And so that's the rabbit hole I'm going down now, because obviously I'm freaking out about all things cult. But more on that later. Maybe I'll do like a nonfiction situation all about this, because this is the rabbit hole I'm down. I'm also 4 chapters into Middle of the Night. I am on page 61, and this book is just really interesting because I don't know what I thought, but I'm kind of almost getting like slightly paranormal vibes, and I was gonna be like, is that normal for let me move this a little bit because I feel like I keep disappearing because we're on a couch, so we're shifting. But I kept being like in my head, oh, is this like normal vibes for Riley Sager? Like, is Riley Sager paranormal suspense, or is it just like regular suspense? Because I feel like some of the vibes I'm getting are reminding me a little bit of this one Dean Koontz book I read about this therapist who like uses mind control to kill his patients and stuff. And so like, I don't know, I'm just getting vibes, and I'm just wondering what the vibes are. But I'm getting into the book, and I'm really happy because I've had this book for like a month, and it's taking me a really long time to get into it. Maybe not a month, maybe like a couple weeks. And I'm excited to be getting into it now, because as soon as I finish this, I can buy that other one that I want. And my reward for finishing this is to buy that. And so I'm very, very excited, having a good time. 8 hours in. Didn't expect this to go over so well, but I feel like this is what I needed to just get a little bit of reading done. And I'm happy to be doing that. I have to go and run an errand, but I'll update you some more when I pick another book back up. Okay, I'm hopping on here to give a quick update. I am reading all of the books, and so there's a lot going on. I am about 13 hours into my 24-hour reading challenge, which has taken I feel like I've been doing this for like nearly a week, because that has just been the vibes. So I think I previously mentioned that I finished Cultish, and that was like the start of the reading challenge. Like I started it and just raced through it, and then I got pretty deep into The Power of Us. I want to see how far into it I am actually, because I don't remember, but I think I'm on chapter 5 of this one, and it's getting really, really good. I'm in like a bit of a nonfiction moment. I'm reading like all of the memoirs and all of the I don't know, just all of the books that have things that have to do with people groups and like high control groups and what all of that means. I am also reading Middle of the Night. How far into this am I? I'm on chapter 10 right now, and so it's getting really good. I am really enjoying how this is written. It does give me the creeps. It kind of gives me the creeps that, what's that? Dean Koontz. He gives me like Dean Koontz thriller style creeps. So it's very, very good. I am also reading, you don't know what that is, Say You'll Remember Me? Is that upside down? No. By Abby Jimenez. And I'm only 3 chapters in. I'm about to start chapter 4. And when reading the first chapter, thought I was going to put it down because I hated the way that Xavier, whatever, I hated the way that he spoke. I hated listening to his, like, point of view. But then I got Samantha's point of view, and it was funny. And so now Xavier's point of view isn't bothering me quite as much as it was before. And so I'm having a better time. I think I just needed her to, like, temper his point of view. And now I feel like I'm like having a good time. So I'm deciding what I'm gonna do. I'm also wanting to start Hunter x Hunter because it's part of it's one of the books that I pulled for my like when I did my little TBR for the month. I pulled a couple of books from my jar so that I could pick books more randomly. And so I want to start Hunter x Hunter, but usually when I read manga, I read it like all at one moment. And so I'm deciding if I want to do that today or if I want to like do that tomorrow afternoon. But that's basically what's happening. So a lot of reading getting done. I anticipate definitely starting and finishing Hunter x Hunter. Definitely finishing Middle of the Night. And I think I'll likely finish The Power of Us as well. The one I don't think I'll finish in this like video is Say You'll Remember Me, just because that one I just started. And so I just don't think I'll consume it as quickly because I'm not as into the story for that one as I am for the others. I'm really shiny today, like holy cow. But anyway, that's my little update. I will let you know when I get a little further in or if something excites me. But I do really like that in Say You'll Remember Me there's like a rescue kitten, because I rescued a kitten. It's my little sister's kitten. You've probably seen her. But I really, really enjoy things that have to do with animals, especially when people are being kind to animals. And so I love, number one, that there was an animal rescue. The doctor that Xavier, who's a vet, did on its own, and I'm enjoying that the love interest is also like participating in an animal rescue. Like, I don't know, it just makes me feel nice. So that's all I have, but I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Okay, so I'm trying to just give slightly more updates because I'm realizing that I've just been like plugging along or chugging along or reading, and I haven't been giving as many updates as I can. So I am about 19 hours, almost 20 hours into my little 24-hour reading challenge. The book I've made the most progress in for sure is Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. And I think I prioritize this, number one, because I want to buy the new book, and I told myself if I finish this one, I can buy the new one. And number two, because it's a library book and I gotta take it back. So I'm on page 295 of this guy, and you probably can't see that there. That might be better. And I am on chapter 27. I am going through so much in this book. I was reading it, the power went out last night, and I was reading it, and I did turn on my flashlight in addition to my book light. Like, I was getting a little creeped out. But I am really enjoying it. Is Riley Sager paranormal suspense or paranormal thriller, or like is that like a genuine thing that he does often? Because I really like it in this book. This book definitely has a ton of paranormal elements to it, and I'm really enjoying it. The other book that I've gotten quite a bit into is, I'm over halfway through The Power of Us, and I'm on like a cult kick right now for some reason. Like I'm on like group think books right now, trying to just understand all of the things about them. And I do this, like I tend to go down these rabbit holes. I ordered 2 more books to talk about this. But yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time so far. I think I'll probably finish. Well, let me tell you what else I'm reading. So I'm reading still Say You'll Remember Me, and this one's interesting. This one is, I'm not very far into it. I'm just kind of like making myself start it kind of vibes. And so I don't anticipate finishing this at all. I think I'm only on Xavier's like second chapter, or like second POV chapter. I'm on page 21. But I do like it more, and I'm more, I feel more willing to read it. And so I feel like that's like good for me. And then the other book that I'm enjoying pretty much, like I kind of got over, okay, how do I say this? So in the manga that I've read, I feel like the pictures, I don't know how to put this. In this particular manga, in Hunter x Hunter, I'm reading Hunter x Hunter 1. And in this manga, the very beginning, like the first 10 pages or so, was so inundated with images and like less words that because what I tend to go for the words first, and then I look at the picture, you know, as a second thing. Like I'm experiencing them together, but I'm gonna like, the words are gonna color my experience of the picture, where I think that people who are huge manga fans probably do the opposite. And so the first like 10 pages or so were a little bit disorienting because there were very little words on the page. But then once I got a bit more of a balanced, for me at least, from like how I read, like once I got to pages that looked a bit more like this, where there was a little bit more text to go with the pictures, and I felt like I sunk into the story a bit more, which was nice. And I am really enjoying it. I'm on chapter 3. I'm on page 63. I think I'll probably finish this one. And this is cool because Hunter x Hunter was one of the books I pulled from my TBR jar to give me my August TBR. And I'm really excited to potentially be finishing a book off of my TBR. I had 2, but these were both, I think, on my TBR. And so I'll finish 2 books from my TBR in this video. And I've started my next like level of priority one, which is Say You'll Remember Me. And so this is the one that'll be getting probably most of my attention next. The other thing is I am starting Passing. I bought this a few weeks ago. I have the library book The Vanishing Half out right now, and I think, I can't remember if this is like, if The Vanishing Half was a companion to this, or if it's like if it is inspired by Passing, because the storylines are just very similar. And I can't remember which one it is, and I knew when I bought it, so when I start it I will have identified that. But yeah, the other thing is there is a movie coming out, and I can't remember if it's Passing or if it's The Vanishing Half, but I saw it on a short on YouTube, and the actress was talking about the main actress was talking about her experience of kind of like growing up with ambiguous kind of like ancestry, at least according to her mother, where she didn't really know what she was and would get all of these like interesting convoluted answers when she asked about her heritage on that side of her family. And then I think eventually she found out that her grandfather began passing, and you know, and then it just kind of trickled down from there, or I guess just remained ambiguous enough, sort of thing. And so she talks about the choice that was made. And anyway, she is excited to be able to play a role where her experience is kind of brought to life in a different way, in a different time or whatever. But yeah, I think that was pretty cool as a premise. And so I haven't read Passing, so I'd like to at least get a couple of pages in this challenge, because I feel like then I'll want to read it more. And I did read a couple like sentences in here, and I thought it was, you know, I don't know, it was speaking to me. It was giving me, you know, the vibes of something I would want to read. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. So like I said, I'm finishing up Middle of the Night for sure. I've got like less than 100 pages in that thing. I'm finishing it. And then I'm gonna finish Hunter x Hunter, but I'll also be reading The Power of Us and these two guys. Well, definitely this one. The Power of Us I'm further into than any other book except Middle of the Night, and so I am gonna prioritize getting at least a chunk of it done, because I would like to finish it in the next like day or two, even if it's not finished as part of this challenge. So that's what's been going on, and I will likely just give you another update in a little bit, and it'll probably be the last thing I say. I don't know, maybe I'll check back in. I imagine I'm gonna finish Middle of the Night and then still have like 2-3 hours left, and so I will come back and when I finished something, and I'll let you know what I'm prioritizing next, and then I don't know, we'll see what happens. But I'm having fun, and I think I want to do this challenge more often, because I do feel like I tend to read more when I have like a more short-term goal in mind than just like what I want to read this month. I feel like I attack my books more when I have a more short-term goal. Like I need super tiny short-term goals, and then that fit into giant long-term goals. Maybe that's just how people in general work. I don't know, but that's me, that's my brain. So all right, I will check back in with you guys momentarily. I think first I'm gonna make a matcha, and you can come with me for that. I am by no means a magnificent matcha maker. Definitely not good at filming, making anything, but she says while making a YouTube video. But I do really enjoy the matcha that I make. I feel like it tastes super yummy every time, and so I am gonna go make it, and I am gonna record it because this is my video and I can do what I want. So, but let me know if you like that. Let me know if that's like fun for you. Okay, I'll see you in the kitchen. might hear my kids screaming because they're playing Smash or something. But the twist on this, or like the person who did it, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Riley Sager has me in a chokehold. False alarm. I'm not sure that that person who I think did it actually did it. I just finished it. As you can see in the last two clips, I thought I knew what I was talking about. I did not know what I was talking about. I didn't know anything. This was so good. The twists twisted. It was, yeah. So I have, let's see, I have about 2.5 hours left of my little reading challenge. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm going to read Hunter x Hunter and just finish it. And then I am either going to start passing or get more into Say You'll Remember Me. All of those would be good choices for me. It would be interesting to start passing because I could probably finish it pretty quickly. But I also really want to get into Say You'll Remember Me. But if I start passing, then I'll be more likely to prioritize it and Say You'll Remember Me. And if I don't start it, I will put it back on my shelf and probably won't pick it up again for a while. So I think I'll probably start passing. I don't know. I kind of feel like I need a little romance because middle of the night came for me. I don't know. Okay, well that's it for now. Okay. So we took a little break. We went and brought my husband some lunch. And then I got back and I finished Hunter x Hunter. It was good. They're doing some sort of trial. Yes, Ollie? Can I have my book back? Can I? Ma'am? Anyway, they're doing some sort of trial to become hunters, and this is still phase 1 that they're in. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Ollie is still a kitten. I think she was born in March, so she's only like 5 months old. And she's kind of crazy. If you haven't seen Ollie before, somebody who I used to like know a long time ago found her and posted her on Facebook, and she was exactly like a day old, and she was like, we're looking for a home for this cat. And I was like, I have fed a kitten before. So then I thought, okay, let me reach out to my sister, and my sister was like, if you take care of this kitten, I will like take her. Anyway, Ollie lives here still, but she will at some point in the nearest future have another home. She's watching some things go by out the window. Ollie. 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 Ma'am, show the people your face. She's a cat. So say hello to the people. Yeah. So anyway, I finished Hunter x Hunter. Let me see. I have just over an hour and a half left in this thing. And so I think what I'm gonna do is get myself a little bit into passing. Passing only has, like, let's see how many pages it has. It has, page 1 starts on, it only has about 110 pages. So I could do one of two things. I could read and get like 50 pages in and then switch over to Say You'll Remember Me. Or I could maybe just read this. And so maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll just read passing. And if I do read passing, I will have read 1, 2, 3, 4 books in this reading challenge. And that would have been Cultish, Middle of the Night, Hunter x Hunter and passing, and I kind of like the symmetry of having just completed books for this challenge, and so I think that that's what I'm gonna do. I think we're just gonna finish passing, and I'm very, very, very excited to get into this. Ollie, Ollie, do you want to show them your face one more time? Miss ma'am, Miss ma'am. She's like, eh. She's over it. Don't touch me, peasant. Sometimes when I like pet her, she just goes and cleans herself immediately, and I'm like, excuse you. Excuse you. If you can see back there, don't look too closely, by the way, because I think I've mentioned about 5 million times that my house had a tree fall into it last year, and so we're still just like the tiniest bit under construction. And so I'm in the study right now, which is where most of the books live, but back there are boxes and boxes and boxes of things that don't have a home, because I usually keep a bookcase in my bedroom, which is not accessible right now. There's a room across the hall from my bedroom that also had some more like religious or like spiritual and like other kinds of like headspace non-fic. That stuff is all in there. And then just some other stuff that couldn't fit anywhere else, some kid stuff, some clothing from out of my bedroom closet. Like, it's just all behind me. So if you see anything back there, just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. You don't see that. Anyways, I'm gonna get into passing, so I will check back in probably when I finish, unless something interesting happens. Oh hi, it's me again. So I am about 2 chapters into passing. I like it, but I don't think it's fast paced enough for where my like brain is in this exact moment, and so I think instead I'm going to switch to Say You'll Remember Me, and that is how I'm going to finish off this little video. So yeah, that is my update. I think I'm 3 chapters into this book, so I'm just gonna kind of dive in and enjoy the last hour and 15 or so, is that math, of this little 24-hour challenge, and just get some pages into this book because I am excited to be reading this book. So that's it. Okay, I have finally finished my, can you see it? My 24-hour reading challenge. It was hairy for like the last couple of minutes. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. It was like literally the last few minutes. I don't know what it was, but I do. Let me neaten up this stack a little bit so that I can show you kind of what I've been up to. What's it? Okay. So these are all the books, and let me tell you which ones I finished and which ones I just sort of hung out with. Okay, so the first book that I finished was Middle of the Night by Riley Sager, which means that I now get to get With a Vengeance. I'm so excited. This book was really good. I'll probably talk more about the details like in my August reading wrap-up / September TBR video, but I really liked this. I don't know if I just haven't read thriller in a while, but the twists and turns, they were taking me on a journey. I didn't know what was happening. I thought that so many people did it, and then when I let go of somebody else, like when I let go of somebody and moved on to somebody else, that person seemed like they did it again. I don't know. It was a really good time. I like Riley Sager's style of writing. Yeah, for me, it was a really good time. I'm glad I read it. I think I read maybe like 4 or 5 chapters via audiobook just because I was doing a lot of driving. I want to say it was last night. And so I read like 5 chapters of it via audiobook, but the actual book was just very, very easy to read, and I had a good time. But that's not the first book I finished. The first book I finished was actually Cultish, And this is a sticker from my youngest child. Cultish was a really, really good read. What can I even say about this? It's hard to talk about nonfiction in a way that is appropriate, I guess I'll say, but this was objectively like good writing, and it was also just very informative. I feel like I had a really good time reading it. And so yes, so Cultish and Middle of the Night are the two that I finished. And then I also finished Hunter x Hunter, and I really liked it. I'm glad that I liked it. I am looking forward to picking up the next one, and my partner actually wants to watch it with me, and so we will probably start watching it. I think I kind of want to get through maybe one more before I start watching them, but I had a good time. Okay, and then other books that I read. I'm looking for how far I am into this one. I got about halfway through. I think it's chapter 6. So I got to chapter 6. I read this half audiobook and half like book in my hands. Oh, sorry. This is called The Power of Us. And so if Cultish is describing like specifically high control people groups, like cults and things like that, or where cults start to happen, The Power of Us is more teaching you about what to look out for when that's on the horizon. So it's more talking about like the positive perspective of people groups and what they contribute, because we are naturally, social beings. We want to be around people. And so these are just kind of two sides of the argument for groups, and I just really, really enjoyed both of them for different reasons. I'm not finished with this one. This one is also, The Power of Us is far more dense than Cultish, but it's still just really, really informative, and I'm having a good time reading that. So okay, another book I started was Passing, and I started this one towards the end. I got 21 pages in, and I was planning on using this as my last book and just finishing it, because a book that I really want to read is The Vanishing Half, and I would like to read that pretty soon because it's a library book. And I'm not entirely sure, but I think The Vanishing Half is based off of, or at least loosely based off of, this book Passing by Nella Larson. So it would be ideal if I could read this first, and I think I still will read this first. I just needed something a bit more fast-paced because I was nearing the end of that challenge, and I just needed a bit of a pick-me-up because I don't know, I just did. And then the book that I spent most of the end of the challenge reading is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, and I got 61 pages into this one. I like them. I'm in an interesting part of the book on their first date. If you know, you know. I feel like in romance books you have this moment where like things just, like the feelings just start happening really quickly, and I know that once I get past that part I'll feel happy again, because okay, so I do think that once I get past that section where everything is like, I don't know, there's a thing with romance novels that is weird for me. Like, I'm looking for a particular kind of tension or a particular level of tension. I love the will they, won't they thing that happens for at least a while in a romance novel. And I feel like the part of the novel that like annoys me is if I don't like the way that part's executed. So I don't like dislike it or anything. I just wish that, well, it's a trope, so maybe I just need to be okay with this trope. This is like a close proximity trope, or a forced proximity trope rather. And so maybe I just need to be like chill about that, and you know, that's okay. But all in all, I really like the book. I'm happy. I am, like I said, about 60 pages in, and I didn't think in the first few pages that I would enjoy it because I didn't like Xavier's perspective, and now I'm like, he's kind of cool. So I'm happy with that. All in all, I think that this challenge was pretty successful. I think we did a good job, so go to you. I will definitely try it again. I do need some time. 18 or so hours into this, I was like, I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna start this again right away. And now I'm like, I need a moment. And so that's probably what I'm gonna do. And I'm probably just gonna mood read very slowly because this was kind of a lot of books to dig into at the same time. But these are the books that I read. I had a good time. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thank you for sitting through all of this. If you liked any of these books, please let me know. If you think of a book that I should include in a challenge like this in the future, also let me know that. I would love to know what the people think. I am very new to this space, and so any sort of feedback or recommendations that I can get, I'm super duper happy to be on the receiving end of that. So yeah, so thanks again for being here, and please like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. I sent my husband to the store to get me a heating pad, and stuffed inside here with the heating pad was the next book, and so I had to share that on here because I've been rewarded for finishing middle of the night. So